Okay, so week 1 in the NFL is officially over, and as we analyze the fallout from what appears like a laundry list of obstacles that the NFL has to deal with, such as no fans in the stadium, coaches wearing masks, players protesting, ratings falling through the floor, sometimes you have to look at vehicles of information that are hardly ever used in this Twitter and Facebook verse that we live in to find a true pulse for what's going on with the fan base and with the people in the NFL. And that's where Yahoo Sports senior writer Jay Busby comes into play for this video. So newsletters, let's talk about those for a second. Typically newsletters are sent out into people's emails on a weekly basis. I know I get newsletters in my email, and I'm pretty sure many of you guys do too. Now, when you see a newsletter, what do you usually do when you see that in your email? Do you read it?
Hell no, to the no, 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 hell to the no.
I don't. Usually that goes right into the spam. But in this situation, Jay Busby posted a Twitter thread of the overwhelming response to his newsletter from Yahoo Sports, which was quite a shock for him, mainly because this newsletter barely ever gets even mentioned or noticed by fans when they communicate with Yahoo Sports columnists. So here's the tweet from Jay Busby, and it says, "This morning on our Yahoo Sports newsletter, we asked our readers if they're watching the NFL, and if not, why not? How did it go? About like this." So obviously, as you can see from the screen cap, a lot of responses here to the Yahoo Sports newsletter, and I'll read off from some of them. Obviously, there's not going to be the whole message there, so I can't give you guys the entire message and the entire context to it, but the sentiment I think will be pretty clear for most people once I get through these. So let's take a look. The top one that says professional sports viewing. Was a sports fanatic. All right. Since 2016, I've slowly started cutting out viewing due to politics. Professional sports. No, NFL, MLB, NBA, or NHL for me. NFL football. Love football, but tired of the politics in the game. It's just tiresome. Speak your mind, but shut up for 3 hours. Okay, a little bit direct there. NFL. Did not watch football this week. Not happy with 2 anthems. While I agree reform is necessary on all fronts, and again, that's one where I can't read you the whole message. Football. Turn it off. Spoiled babies. Look, folks, if you're going to respond to a newsletter, spell check. Just go over it again. You got to. NFL, highly disgusted with the actions, attitude, and demeanor of the teams. NFL watching, I'm done with all professional sports. Outrageous salaries. Please. That's one of my pet peeves. Badly spelt words or outrageous salaries, stepping over the line with political grandstanding. The message is there. I can understand it. So if you can't tell already, the general sentiment about what's going on in the NFL amongst this group of Yahoo Sports newsletter respondents, they're pissed off about what's going on in the NFL as far as politics infusing itself into the sport. And of course, as we continue to go through this Twitter thread, there's even more information that Busby will give us in regards to all of the things that go along with this newsletter response. We've gotten 350 plus emails in just a couple of hours. If you ever managed any kind of newsletter, you know how tough it is to get 3 emails out of your readership pool. Short version, people are pissed. This is where the pro-protest spin comes in. It's an inaccurate sample. Sports have always been political. These people don't understand the message. Protesting isn't unpatriotic. Critics are illiterate or racist. They're venting anger at other things on the NFL. Screw them. He talks about knowing all of these rationalizations, but I really, at the end of the day, I think it comes down to this tweet right here. Bottom line, the NFL's got a social justice blowback issue to deal with that's not going away. It can't take its usual all things to all people approach anymore. If it leans into social justice, it turns off a very loud segment of its stick to sports fan base. If it throttles back on the social justice messaging, It enrages the players and fans who placed faith in the league to carry through on its promises. If it goes the tepid message in the end zone route, the league ticks off everybody. So essentially what we have here, if you're really paying attention to the nuance and the details, the NFL is in a lose-lose situation. They cannot win this. Either way they play it, they'll lose. If they tighten up against the social justice messaging, then they're going to lose the players, and they will also lose a portion of the fan base. They will. If they promote the social justice messaging, they're going to piss off another part of their fan base, and they're going to have trouble dealing with not only that part of the fan base, but a lot of the political figureheads and people who were involved in politics directly as their careers. They will also join in that fray. So you'll have backlash and pushback regardless of where they go. And if they try to play the middle, then both sides will still call them out for the same thing. So the NFL is really in a very, very tough situation, and they can't win it. All they can hope to do at this point is to try and weather it and wait for it to organically kind of soothe itself down so that they can continue on with the product that we all know and love. I think that this tweet thread by Jay Busby really does provide a little bit more insight that I think everybody could use when it comes to this situation. There is no way to win here, and nobody is going to win. It is just going to be, when will we get tired of talking about it? When will it become less of an issue up front to where the NFL doesn't really have to address it anymore, at least on a in your face kind of way? And, you know, when do we return to normal? Because as we all can see, it's just not a normal year. It's just not a normal year. The football doesn't feel normal. You know, it's a little bit more rusty than it's been. And that has a lot to do with a lot of the adjustments that had to be made because of the pandemic. So it really is an odd place for the league to be in, but that's where we stand. Let me know what you guys think. How does this thing play out? I really am interested to know if anybody really believes that there's one side that can actually come out on top in this, because I just don't see it. Leave your comments down below and hit the like button if you like this video. Also, subscribe to The Observant Lineman. If you're subscribed, think about joining the offensive line. Appreciate you guys very much for checking out this video, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.